Chief of Biotechnology and Bioprocess Engineering and served as a senior editor of the Journal of Industrial Microbiology and Biotechnology. In addition to editorial roles in several international journals, his research focuses on metabolic engineering and synthetic biotechnology for microbial production of bio-based organic acids, alcohols, and biopolymers from renewable resources. Several of his technologies have been transferred to industry, including NOROO Holdings and Activon, and are currently being commercialized. He has supervised over 100 graduate students and postdoctoral researchers. He has published roundabout 200 scientific papers and he holds over 40 patents. Now I request Dr. Park to please take the chair on the dais and preside over the session. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. So, as we come to the final session of this conference, I think it is very fitting that we conclude with a wonderful plenary lecture on enzyme and strain and the agricultural residues. So it is my great pleasure to invite our plenary speaker to the podium. And I will introduce his background very briefly. Dr. Yazdani, if I pronounce correctly, is a group leader of Microbial Engineering Group at the International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology in New Delhi, India. He served as the coordinator of the DBT-ICGEB Center for Advanced Bioenergy Research for a decade until 2023. His research interests are in metabolic engineering, synthetic biology, and biofuels. He holds BS degree in chemistry from Aligarh Muslim University and the MSc and the PhD degree in biotechnology from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. His recent achievements include the development of the most potent enzyme preparation for use in the 2G ethanol process, utilizing synthetic biology and genome editing tools in fungal systems. This enzyme technology has been scaled up to 15,000 liters for further commercialization. Additionally, his effort in genome and protein engineering resulted in the highest reported value of a drop-in fuel alkane in bacterial system. He is the author of more than 100 publications in high-impact international journals with 5,800 citations. He has in his name 15 patent applications. So let's welcome Dr. Yazdani.
Thank you very much. Can you all hear me? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, let me share my presentation. If you can allow me to share my presentation. Okay, just let me know if you can see my slides.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, so First of all, thank you very much for the kind introduction, and thank you, Vivek and organizers, for giving me opportunity to present in this. And my apology for not being there physically. I had planned to come there, but just at the last moment there was some meeting, so I have to, skip the physical presentation. But I hope my presentation here would be good enough for you guys. So basically, I'm going to present on this topic, strain and enzyme engineering to convert agri residues into fuels and chemicals. And this particular topic to which I'm doing research is incentivized due to the word bioeconomy, which basically means sustainability. This is a model which we all are trying to work upon. It utilizes renewable biological sources such as plants, animals, and microorganisms to produce food, energy, and materials. All these are part of everybody's life, and right now they are produced not from very sustainable ways. So bioeconomy actually aims to produce them in a very, very sustainable ways, and that will help to reduce the fossil fuel reliance, as well as it will help the very, very circularity economics. India is already poised to boom the bioeconomy sectors. Currently, it is actually having around 165 billion US dollar of the bioeconomy, and now we are actually moving very, very fast towards 300 US billion dollar. And because of this very, very important, area, the government of India has come up recently with what is called Bio E3 policy. And Bio E3 policy actually is for, biotechnology for economy, environment, and employment. They are pushing a lot so that in the biotechnology sector modernize the whole economy and the society of India. Now, with this, I would like to also tell you that some of the specific sectors that government has tried to promote a lot includes bio-based chemicals and enzymes, functional foods and smart proteins, precision biotherapeutics, climate-resilient agriculture, carbon capture and utilization, futuristic marine and space research. So these are the thematic sectors which the government of India is promoting a lot under this Bio E3 policy. And how do they promote? They promote by setting up various bio enablers, So they catalyze it by establishing various hubs like bio AI hubs, biomanufacturing hubs, skilling and human resources, and a lot of regulatory and interministerial coordinations that are happening. And in this biomanufacturing hubs, there's also an effort to establish biofoundry that accelerates the strain engineering. And ICGB had been the first institute to get the India's first public funded biofoundry. So I will touch upon slightly on that part as well. But what is important is bioeconomy, actually, as I told, it will keep us away from the fossil fuels, which are current source of energy. And we all know that this source of energy is not good. It generates huge carbon footprint. We generate almost 35 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide every year into the environment. It's increasing, and which is leading to global warming. And this particular slide that I've taken from CDC Atlanta in US, it basically suggests that this carbon dioxide emission can actually lead to various problems, and this problems leads to various diseases, like you can see that whatever new kind of disease, new locations of the older disease, new ecosystem that we are getting, they all somehow related to the global warming. And that also suggests that, if you work on the global warming issue, climate change issue, we would actually be able to reduce the incidence of many, many diseases. And that's why we always say that prevention is better than cure, So if we can prevent the global warming, we can perhaps reduce the incidence of many, many diseases. Now, how do we really work upon this area? Now, of course, clean energy is one area. We have shown that 3/4 of the carbon dioxide emission is coming from the fossil fuels. If we can reduce the usage of fossil fuels, then of course that's something that would be very, very useful. And biofuel is one way to reduce the fossil fuel usage because it is carbon neutral. It can be actually considered as something that are there in the environment, carbon dioxide, which is captured by the plant, and the plant produces many, many starchy and sugary materials that could be used to ferment and produce biofuel like ethanol, which can be blended into various vehicles, and after the vehicle usage, the carbon dioxide is generated, and therefore we are capturing again. So here there is no new carbon that is added into the environment. It is completely carbon neutral. So whatever is emitted is captured back. And therefore, it is a green fuel. Currently, we have, you might be hearing that already there are some biofuels that are blended into the petrol, like ethanol. These ethanol are mostly produced by microbial fermentation of sugars. There are other countries like European countries, and there are many other countries who also blend biodiesel. And biodiesel are made from transterification of oil, vegetable oil. Now, the problem that these bioethanol and biodiesel at this moment is that they're all coming from the edible sources, so something that competes for the food. And that's why we call them as the first generation biofuels, and which also has a problem in terms of food versus fuel debate. And therefore, scientists have started looking for other feedstock that could be converted into the biofuels, because soon the first generation feedstock would become limited, and therefore we have to move to the second generation feedstock. And the major difference between first and second is that in the second generation feedstock, whatever we are taking, they are non-edible biomass. So we also call them as a lignocellulosic biomass that are left over after the harvesting of grains. So like parali, straws, sugarcane trash, bagasse, and many things that are left over. And this could be used as a source for biofuel. And then we also believe that beyond certain time, the land will become limited, and therefore people will have to look at the water sources. Especially India has a huge coastal area, and therefore the marine sources become very, very important. And there are algal biomass that could be generated, and hopefully that can also produce fuels in the future. We call them as a third generation biofuel. Now, there are, many abundant sources of second generation biofuels, and that's the area that I'm going to focus today. These sources are rice straw, wheat straw, corn, residues, corn cobs in the plants, and as well as sugarcane bagasse, sugarcane trash. These are certain residues that are available in abundantly, even after using them for some useful purpose, still they are hugely present. And if we have a technology, then we can generate fuels out of it. Like, for example, in this flow diagram, we can see that, this agricultural residues are majorly composed of lignin, hemicellulose, and cellulose. Now, hemicellulose and cellulose are sugar polymer. If you are able to convert this sugar polymer into monomer, that could also be fermented to ethanol, just like we ferment the first generation biofuel. But for that, this lignin, which is a phenolic polymer, needs to be gotten rid of through a pretreatment process. Mostly it is at this moment thermochemical pretreatment. Once lignin is loosened out, then we have cellulose and hemicellulose. So wish is that if we can have some environment-friendly pretreatment, which is at this moment is very, very challenging to remove lignin, then it will be better. But then once you have a cellulose and hemicellulose, then there are enzymes like cellulases and hemicellulases that can convert them into monomeric sugar. but they are expensive at this moment. Therefore, the scientific efforts are needed to increase the enzyme titer and enzyme efficiency so that it becomes reasonable and less expensive. Then once we have sugar, then sugars are also, fermented, but they, in addition to C6 sugar, they also have C5 sugar. A lot of ribose, xylose, and all that sugars are present, which is challenging. Typical yeast cannot ferment it. And therefore, the challenge here is to ferment all the sugars that are present in the lignocellulosic biomass, and some of those inhibitors that are generated during the pretreatment, that also is challenging to, convert. Now, once the fermentation has taken place, ethanol is the biofuel molecule that are present in the market at this moment. But we also know that ethanol is not the best molecule as a fuel because of its hygroscopicity or because of its less energy density. So the research are also going on to actually make a much denser molecule like butanol, long chain alkane, and hydrocarbon like long chain alcohol. Now, just trying to see if I can remove this particular control. Anyway, so it will be ideal actually that if we can produce, these kind of hydrocarbon, because they are very, very energy rich, and especially alkane, where there is no hydroxyl group, there is no functional group, and therefore it is as good as the fossil fuel, and therefore it is an ideal candidate as a drop-in fuel. So I will try to focus upon, although there are many angles that research are going on, but due to time, I'll focus upon the enzyme work that we had been doing and some of the work of metabolic engineering on long chain alcohol and alkane. Now, why enzymes are very difficult for cellulase, for cellulose hydrolysis? Cellulose, which are present in the lignocellulosic biomass, they are linked through what is called a beta-1,4 linkage of glucose. They are glucose polymer, but the bonding is called beta-1,4 linkage. And because of this linkage, they are very, very linear in nature. And linearity allows them to sit over one chain over another chain and make a very, very strong hydrogen bond. And this strong hydrogen bond makes them very, very crystalline in nature. So cellulose microfibrils are very crystalline. Cotton fiber is a very good example of being a crystalline cellulose. We all wear clothes, they don't get digested very soon, and therefore there is a reason for those cattle that sits hours and hours, who eats lignocellulosic biomass and takes them many, many hours to digest. As against starch, starch is also a glucose polymer, but just bonding is different. While we eat, the amylase and glucoamylase present in the saliva can digest those starch easily. These cellulose are not easy to digest. And therefore, the enzymes are less effective, although they are there, but they are not very, very efficient. And then it becomes very expensive. You have to add lots of them. So we took challenge to screen the good enzyme producer. I would also tell you that there are not many cellulase enzymes in the market for second generation biofuels. There is only one multinational company that sells cellulase enzymes, and India is going to have, currently they have established 4 2G ethanol plant. In the near future, they will be going to establish 12 second generation biofuel plant. Each of them are going to need around 10 tons of enzyme. And therefore, it's a huge enzyme need, but the supplier is limited. There's only one supplier at this point. So Government of India is one of the mandate that they have given it to us is to develop enzymes, indigenous enzymes that can work on this lignocellulosic biomass. So the way we started our journey around a decade back is started looking at many soil microbes. We have a high throughput screening system where we can screen large number of microbes and look at their activities and then we select the one which shows us the best activity. And the strategy that we follow, because the cellulase enzyme research is not new, either in India or throughout the world, but still there are only selected market that is available. So the strategy we have taken is that while screening, we'll not only screen based on the enzymatic activity, like endoglucanase, exoglucanase, or beta-glucosides, we'll also screen based on the glucose release directly from the pre-treated biomass, because that's what it is. There are many enzymes for which we don't even know the function. So therefore, we thought that it will be ideal to actually look at the direct glucose release from the pre-treated biomass, and we develop a mathematical model, we call them as a weighted matrix score, where we incorporated all these characteristics for the enzymes converted or produced by the mainly fungal isolates. And we selected one of these fungi, it's called Talromyces pinophilus, which has given the maximum score in our protocol. Now, what we did was we first tested the activity of this particular enzymes produced by the fungus and compared it with some of the commercial enzymes that were available. Like, for example, there are enzymes, there's a company called Advanced Enzymes supply enzyme. They normally supply enzyme for textile. We also told that they will, and their enzyme works for the biomass hydrolysis. Our enzymes has shown better activity. We also shared enzymes with Indian Oil Corporation. They had enzymes from Novozyme, Celix CTEC2 at that time. Our enzymes behaved very close to the Novozyme enzyme. So after getting convinced that, okay, this fungus is producing good amount of efficient enzyme, we did proteomics to understand the nature, both genomics and proteomics, to understand the nature of the enzymes produced by this particular fungus. And what we did was, we realized that most of the secretory enzymes actually were related to the carbohydrate digesting enzymes. They're falling in a category called carbohydrate active enzyme, Kzymes. And then spatially, we found that when we try to fractionate, we found that as a one complex, they always come together. And these are secretory enzymes, but still they are forming complex, where these enzymes, there are 8, 10 enzymes, they're always combined together. When we did proteomics, we found that they form a complex, and they are the one which are called them as a business complex. They are the one who are majorly responsible for the biomass hydrolysis. And in this GH7 CBM1, which is one of the exocellulase, was occupying the maximum quantity. Now, what we did was we tried to understand that what is so different in this GH7 cellobiohydrolase or exocellulase. Is there something unique in this because of which this composition is working better than others? And for that, what we did was we purified the enzymes, and we did kinetic parameters, try to understand how the enzyme kinetics are behaving. This enzyme is very, very interesting. They are really workhorse for crystalline cellulose hydrolysis, this cellobiohydrolase or exocellulase. They actually sit on the cellulose chain, they pull the chain up, and they walk on the chain, and then the catalytic site, when the chain reaches, they digest the dimer, which is cellobiose, and that's why it is called cellobiohydrolase, and it comes out. And this threading processing cycle continues until this chain ends. And therefore, this is one of the most important enzyme for crystalline cellulose hydrolysis. And when we try to compare it with another enzyme from the industrial workhorse called Trichoderma ricci, we found that our enzymes have almost 5 to 6 times better kinetic efficiency compared to the Trichoderma ricci. And also their inhibition constant was much, much better compared to Trichoderma ricci. And probably that was the reason why, the efficiency was also better, because these enzymes are known to be inhibited by their own products. If you see, we try to make the model, if you see that some of the difference between Trichoderma ricci and our enzyme was that this extra loop, which was absent in Trichoderma ricci, was actually helping the the product to be expelled faster, and therefore the inhibition was less. Now, after knowing that we are actually going to use this as a platform, we wanted to develop a genetic engineering tool so that we can produce more and more enzymes. So what one has to do is, if they want to produce genetic engineering tools of any particular microorganism, then the tools normally has some of the antibiotics for the selection. Now those antibiotics are typically for fungi, it's hygromycin, zeocin, and norceothricin. We realize that our fungus is actually resistant to almost all the antibiotics. They were tolerant to all the antibiotics. We did transcriptomics to understand that what are the reasons for this, and we realized there's a lot of efflux pumps that were expressing by this particular fungus. Earlier, by the way, we earlier called them as a penicillium phenoclosum. Only after genome sequencing and annotation, we realized that it's a Telromyces spinophilus. We realize that it expresses a lot of efflux pump, and after knowing that this efflux pump, as soon as antibiotic goes in, it actually throws out the antibiotic. We found a blocker of these efflux pump, and after we blocked, we realized that it became sensitive to antibiotic. Then we were able to develop the tools for transformation. There were many tools. One of the tools were CRISPR-based ribonucleoprotein complex in vitro assembled complex transformation that worked very well for the targeted mutations and engineering. But we also had other like agrobacterium mediated transformation that was worked. So after developing the tools, the first thing we wanted to do is, for improving the expression of enzymes, we annotated the repressor, which is a transcription factor, because as soon as some amount of enzymes are expressed, these repressor would sense that now there are some glucose molecule in the environment, which is converted from cellulose, and they will block the expression of these enzymes, cellulase enzymes. So we deleted the repressor, so that more and more deregulation of cellulase enzymes can happen. We also saw that there are enhancers that can enhance the expression of enzymes. We also annotated another enzymes called lytic polysaccharide monooxygenase. Actually, this is the enzyme that actually another very important enzymes for cleaving the cellulose chain intracellularly, especially the crystalline cellulose. It gives more end to the cellular biohydrolase. So we show that these two enzymes actually work in synergy. This gives more end, and this hydrolyzes the end to give you more sugar molecule. So we actually characterized and overexpressed both of these in the background of repressor deleted strain, and we found that our enzyme titer has enhanced, enzyme efficiency has also enhanced. And the other important enzyme is beta-glucosidase. Actually, beta-glucosidase is the enzyme that converts dimer and oligomer of glucose into glucose. So this is the final enzyme in the pathway, because all the previous enzymes like cellobiohydrolase, LPMO, and endoglucanase will give you dimer or oligomer, cellobiose or cellotriose. The beta-glucosidase will actually convert them into glucose. Now, the issue with the beta-glucosidase typical is there's the last enzyme in the pathway, but this is the first enzyme that get inactivated at a higher temperature like 50 degree. Biomass hydrolysis happens at 50 degrees. For example, you can see a typical beta-glucosidase will get inhibited or get deactivated early. Some of them will take slow time. And therefore, it was very, very important to work upon the thermostability of this enzyme. We characterized various beta-glucosidase present in our fungus. We found 3 of them actually were secreted outside, and we have taken one of them. It seems to be very, very efficient. And we did rational design and engineering, generated 2 mutant A, mutant B. Mutant B didn't work that much, but mutant A showed almost 90% retained in activity when we actually incubated them for 7 days at 50 degrees. Now, the next target given to us was by the government is that, okay, you have developed the enzyme system and engineered strain, and they are showing the activity which are very good, but then we need to show the scalability of the process, because many of these technologies, they don't go beyond the lab. They actually fail to scale up and show the similar kind of activity. So what we did was, we have up to 20-liter fermenter. While we optimize everything at a half liter, we show everything at a 20-liter in situ sterilizable fermenter. Then we had a facility in Bangalore where they had a 15,000 liter, 30,000 liter fermenter. We used 15,000 liter working volume, and we showed that our enzyme technology could be scaled up to 15,000 liter scale without any problem. Then the next target was, which was actually facilitated by Ministry of Petroleum, is that the Panipat refinery has a 2G ethanol plant. So we got a real pre-treated biomass, commercial level pre-treated biomass from them. And we showed that, our enzyme behaved almost equivalent to the most latest enzyme that are available in the market, CTEC3HS. And if we add our engineered beta-glucosidase, the hydrolysis is even better. So that suggested that our enzyme can work on the real commercial level pre-treated biomass. Now we have spoken to two of the biorefineries, Numaligarh Biorefineries, Panipat Refinery, because these enzymes will be needed around in 10 tons quantity, and we need a huge reactors to produce these enzymes, 160,000 liter reactors. So now we are scaling up further to produce enzymes so that these companies can use our enzymes at a commercial level. Our enzymes cost is also very, very competitive compared to any other enzymes that are available. So this was about the 2G ethanol cellulase enzyme production. I'll just shift in another 5 minutes. I'll give you a little bit glimpse of the metabolic engineering of bacteria that we are doing to produce jet fuels and cetyl alcohol. These are some of the molecules like pentadecane and heptadecene. So these are hydrocarbon that can be used as a drop-in fuel, that can also be used as a jet fuel, and that can also be used as a paraffin in a cosmetic industry. And same way, cetyl alcohol is also a very good fuel molecule, but also is present in the cream. So we had interest in this. Actually, there was a paper in the Science, a Sharma group, where they have shown that they have imported pathways from cyanobacteria. Pathway contain acyl ACP reductase, aldehyde deformulating oxygenase. These two enzymes import actually given them alkane by converting the precursor of fatty acyl ACP. Now, that was really a groundbreaking discovery. They also found that there are corresponding alcohol that are produced, C16, C18 chain alcohol. They observed that, but they didn't say why it is produced in E. coli when they are importing these two enzymes in cyanobacteria. In cyanobacteria, corresponding alcohol is not formed. So what we did was, we actually did screening of single gene mutation to figure it out that which are the genes that are responsible for production of long chain alcohols. And after screening a lot of them, we realized there's one gene deletion like YBBO. If we delete, we find that this long chain alcohol peak is completely missing. So that means that this gene product was responsible for converting fatty acyl, fatty aldehyde to fatty alcohol. So that was reported in this particular paper. And then the idea was, how do we really increase the flux towards the fatty alcohol and alkane? We did metabolic model assisted engineering. The final enzyme of alkane, ADO, is not very stable enzyme. We also did protein engineering to improve the thermostability of that enzyme. And more recently, last month actually, there are 17 unique genes in the alkane synthesizing cyanobacteria. We actually characterize the genes of each one of these, each one of these genes in the cyanobacteria and try to show the role in the alkane production. I'll just go fast on this. So basically a metabolic model was built to show that how we can improve flux towards hydrocarbon. Flux balance analysis was then, and then we found targets, and we demonstrated the feasibility of that target by deleting 8 genes and overexpressing 6 genes for fatty alcohol production. And for alkane, we deleted 6 genes and overexpressed 3 genes that gave us the maximum reported titers so far. And what we are doing now is the overexpression of the genes so far we are done through the plasmid. Now we are trying to introduce into the genome, various places of the genome. We showed that we can get similar titer of alcohol or alkane by integrating 4 AR gene into the genome. And these are some of the products that we have made in the lab scale winter. These are citral alcohol. We have a tie-up with industry to scale it up. We also actually, was telling you that we have recently established a first public funded biofoundry where a design, build, test, learn cycle could be done due to the automation that are present in the in-house. So what we are doing is this one enzyme, which is AAR, which is a common enzyme, is highly ACP reductase, both for the fatty alcohol and alkane. This is not very soluble enzyme. We call them as a terminally soluble. That means it aggregates as soon as it occupies certain concentration inside the cell. So we actually built a large scale language model to predict some of the changes that can happen. And then we are trying to build those, synthesize those genes, and we produce the product and try to see how it is. And then through the supervised learning, we are trying to improve this. And so far, I mean, you can just see that this large language model gives you a large number of hits. So for example, it has predicted that if you screen 180 mutant, then you might get some of them giving you a higher product. And then with the data of that, we can do a supervised model. 180 is a large number of mutants to be created. We start with the 45. We started already getting the good hits. So you can see that this is the cycle that we are following at this moment, trying to validate our in silico finding, and soon we'll have some of these results that are coming. So I'll stop here by acknowledging my team, which are responsible for all the work that I have presented here, and all the collaborators that has helped us in AI and in the scale-up work, and funding, especially Department of Biotechnology, that had been a huge supporter for us in all the work that we have done. But we also have some of the support from Hindustan Petroleum, Bharat Petroleum, and the lake. So I'll stop here, and I will wait for your response.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very sorry that you are not here. You could not be here, but I could understand your lecture very well, and you delivered a very clear and a very informative summary on your work. So I congratulate on your big progress. So now we have a few minutes for discussions. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Okay, seems to be you are a little bit nervous. Anyone? Okay, I will ask some questions. So, one simple question. You said that you could produce some hydrocarbons by using your sugar from a rice straw. Is that correct?
Correct. You are.
Mm-hmm. And in that case, can you tell us some about the mass and the energy balance if you use the rice straw as a feedstock? So how much sugar you could get, and how much energy needed to purify your sugar from rice straw by using your excellent enzyme?
Thank you. Very good question, actually. So what we are doing at this moment, Dr. Park, am I pronouncing your name well?
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
okay.
Yeah.
So Dr. Park, actually, we are doing kind of unit operation. So what we have decided to do is to build up the collaboration. We are not doing a pre-treatment part ourselves. So we actually take a pre-treated biomass or rice straw from the public sector companies or 2G ethanol plant, and they give us the biomass. What we actually do then is to look at the cost analysis, that if we hydrolyze the biomass and get the sugar, and then what is the enzyme proportion that is needed to hydrolyze the biomass, and if we ferment it to ethanol, then what is the cost proportion of my enzyme in converting the sugar into ethanol. So we have not done the energy analysis yet because it actually needs a very consistent at a larger scale, a complete throughout the data. We'll be able to give you that answer probably shortly after our enzymes are used at a larger scale at tons basis. At this moment, what we can do is uh, per liter of ethanol, our enzyme cost is roughly 24 rupees, which is basically around 0.25 dollar per liter of ethanol. Now, when we talk about hydrocarbon, we do produce alkane, but here the yield is still much less. We are able to show only, I would say, 15 to 20% of the theoretical yield. We still need to build upon more. We know that hydrocarbon has much better energy density, but because of the challenges in the titer, the yield is not yet to the mark. So I think this technology, although the citral alcohol technology, we are working with industry because there we have produced up to 15 gram per liter. Hopefully during the scale up, the uh, production cost will further decrease, because you have a, when we talk about cosmetic industries, you have a little better market value compared to the fuel industry. So citral alcohol also has a value in the cosmetic industry, and there our cost is working pretty well. And hopefully that is the way that will move faster.
Okay. Any questions? Again? Okay. Over there. Any microphone?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning. And really, this is a very informative session. And I have one question, simple, short, as this, the motto behind this conference is the environment sustainability, right? So that's actually that your process. How is there any the concordance of the analysis that is based on carbon footprint, whether as actually it has some minimal carbon footprint that is actually gone into the environment. So
Okay, very good question actually. See, the whole idea here is to decrease the carbon footprint. See, when you're using fossil fuel in your car, you're adding new carbon dioxide into the environment. And I was telling you that we are adding in the range of 35 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the environment every year. They are buried inside the ocean bed. We are taking out those fossil fuels. We are burning through the car or industries. The coals are other example. So they're all new addition of carbon dioxide. They were not there. What we are trying to do is we are trying to produce something that have captured the carbon dioxide existing in the environment and recycled, putting back. So there is absolutely no carbon footprint, a zero carbon footprint that will be there into the environment. And
yes,
that is why we call them as a very environment friendly, sustainable idea. And it's not only for the fuels. Even all the chemicals, even the petrochemicals that you all are using, like plastics and everything, we have to all move towards a sustainable. We have to remove the fossil fuels source, and we have to actually go through the renewable source, sustainable source, like bioplastic is. I'm just giving you one reason, but
Yes.
these are the way to move forward.
Yes, great. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, if any other questions, then we can conclude this session.
Thanks, Dr. Yazdani.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all of you, for giving me opportunity, and I promise next time I'll be there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are highly obliged that you have taken out the precious time from your busy schedule and provided us with this insightful talk. We are highly thankful to you, sir.
Thank you.
We also thank our distinguished chair and our dear participants for making this session intellectually enriching. As we conclude this session, we request Dr. Nidhi Chaudhary, Rachna Singh, Dr. Rachna Singh, if she is here, okay. Dr. Rachna Singh and Dr. Nidhi Chaudhary to kindly honor our chair as a token of our gratitude and appreciation. Kindly put your hands together. Okay. Thanks a lot, sir. We now move on to an important and thought-provoking session, the panel discussion on academia, industry integration, limitations, and future roadmaps. In today's innovation-driven world, collaboration between academia and industry is very essential. While academics generates knowledge and research breakthroughs, industry transforms them into real-world application. Yet, there are challenges such as skill gaps, funding constraints, IP issues, and differing expectations often limit elective collaborations. This session will explore these challenges and, more importantly, discuss practical strategies and future roadmaps to strengthen our academia industry partnership.
We are privileged to have an esteemed panel with us today. Let us begin with this engaging and forward-looking discussion. It is our extreme honor to introduce our session moderators, Dr. Nidhi Chaudhary and Dr. Shailendra Shera. So let me just run through their brief bio sketch. Dr. Nidhi Chaudhary is a professor at the MIT Institute of Biotechnology with 29 years of teaching, 26 years of research, and 14 years of administrative experience. She served as head Center for Biotechnology and Biochemical Engineering for 10 years and currently serves as head Innovation and Entrepreneurship Cell Life Sciences Domains and is a major member of the institution's Innovation Council, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Her research focuses on industrial and therapeutic enzymes, bioprocess technology, and wealth from waste strategies. She has made notable contributions to translational research, including technology transfer of a novel protease enzyme to an Indian biotech startup, with several technologies in the commercialization pipeline. Dr. Chaudhary holds 18 patents, of which two are granted, has authored 78 research papers and 11 book chapters, and has supervised 8 PhD, 1 MPhil, and over 240 PG UG students. A recipient of 21 national and international awards, she was conferred the SPSR Outstanding Women Academic Leadership Award 2025 and is a fellow of the Indian Society of Agricultural Biochemists. With this bio sketch, may I request Dr. Nidhi to kindly take the chair and please put your hands together to welcome her. Our next moderator for the session is Dr. Shailendra Singh Shera. He's a biotechnologist and bioengineering researcher with expertise spanning biomaterials, bioprocess engineering, fermentation technology, and translational biotechnology. He holds a PhD in engineering in biotechnology from Indian Institute of Technology, Banaras Hindu University. Dr. Shera's research interests focus on the development of biopolymeric scaffolds for drug delivery and tissue engineering, green synthesis of nanoparticles, microbial and enzymatic bioprocess optimization using statistical and artificial neural network models, and emerging areas such as 3D bioprinting and organoid development. He has successfully led and contributed to funded research projects supported by state and institutional funding agencies. He's also a co-founder of Urban Agritech Private Limited, a government-supported startup focused on tissue culture-based cultivation and commercialization of medicinal mushrooms under the RKVY Raftar scheme. His profile reflects a strong integration of scientific rigor, innovation, and industry-oriented biotechnology translation. Again, I request Dr. Shailendra to kindly join Dr. Nidhi on the stage. We are truly honored to have them mentoring this session. With that, I request our respected moderators to take over the proceedings and lead us through this exciting and impactful discussion.
A very good morning to everyone. Namaskar. So we are here at the last session of this 3 days international conference. And for this, we are having a panel discussion, which is the most relevant one and the burning topic on industry, academia, interaction, integration, and what are the limitations and what should be the roadmap for the future, at least till 2030. For this, I would like to invite our esteemed panelists now. First, I would like to invite Dr. Pawan Kumar Kavaluru, who is CEO of the Catalyst Group. Dr. Pawan, please.
One small correction. I'm not CEO, I'm CTO.
You are taking care of all the job-related issues there, sir. You are the one who is the connecting link and taking care of everything. So please take. Our next esteemed panelist is Dr. Sugun Park from South Korea, whom we have been seeing since the first day and has been the chairperson from the Mishkas. And the third panelist is Dr. Puniti Mathur, who is Deputy Director of Amity Institute of Biotechnology. Can we have you, ma'am? Yeah. Please. Welcome. So to start with, we'll start with the introduction of the panelist. Over to my co-moderator.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I have the honor of introducing Dr. Pawan Kumar Kavaluru. He is the Vice President of R&D and Quality Assurance and Quality Control, the Catalyst Group, Innovation Leader, Building Quality-Driven Product Excellence, member of TPCI National Committee of Bioenergy 2025 and 26. He is highly motivated professional with 20 years of expertise in life science, specializing in biochemistry, microbiology, and biotechnology. He has consistently demonstrated a strong commitment to driving scientific innovation and developing sustainable biotechnological solutions with the agriculture, bioenergy, and genetic engineering sectors. His comprehensive background is complemented by a business management degree, equipping him with the strategic leadership and multidisciplinary knowledge necessary to excel in dynamic and complex environment. He is passionate about advancing scientific research and fostering cross-functional collaboration. He strives to make a meaningful impact in the field of biotechnology research. Now, I really welcome Pawan Kumar Kavaluru and looking forward to our panel discussion.
To continue further with the introduction of Dr. Sugun Park, he is an invited distinguished professor in the Department of Energy and Chemical Engineering at Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, Korea. He received his BS and MS degrees from Seoul National University, Korea, and his PhD from University of California, Davis, USA. Prior to joining UNIST, he joined He worked at CKD Pharmaceuticals Korea, Lawrence Livermore Laboratory USA, and served as a professor at Pusan University, Korea. Dr. Park is a former editor-in-chief of Biotechnology and Bioprocess Engineering and served as a senior editor of the Journal of Industrial Microbiology and Biotechnology, in addition to editorial roles in several international journals. His research focuses on metabolic engineering and synthetic biotechnology for microbial production of bio-based organic acids, alcohols, and biopolymers from renewable resources. Several of his technologies have been transferred to industry, including NOR, Holdings, and Activon, and are currently being commercialized. He has supervised over 100 graduate students and postdoctoral researchers, published more than 200 scientific papers, and holds over 40 patents. So great achievements, sir. We are really grateful to you, and we are overwhelmed to have you on this task today. So to continue with the introduction of our third panelist, Dr. Puniti Mathur, she is Deputy Director of Amity Institute of Biotechnology, and she has been with AIB since 2008. 2008, and she did her PhD from AIMS, and her area of work is structural biology. And rest she'll be continuing during the discussion. We'll be having discussion on the various topics now, which are related to industry academia, where you'll be knowing her own views. To start with the discussion, I'll ask my, to start with the questions.
Thank you, ma'am. First question that we had for the panel is, what are the major structural barriers preventing effective academia industry integration in India and globally? Once again, I am repeating the question. What are the major structural barriers preventing effective academia industry integration in India and globally? Yeah, anyway. It's an open discussion, ma'am.
Good morning, all. A very good question. Actually, this is the burning topic, as mentioned by Dr. Nidhi. So there is one major aspect which is actually differentiate between the industry and academia. That is the focus. So in academic focus will be more on doing the fundamental research and then generating the knowledge out of it. I mean, in terms of publications. But when it comes to the industry, they want to quickly take the product into the market. So this is one aspect which is actually makes a big difference. So when it comes to the collaboration part, this is a key aspect which is not aligning with each other's goal or focus. So I think if we try to see how we can align it, that's where it is going to help. I think from Indian scenario as well as from global scenario, Dr. Park will acknowledge me on this. This could be the one of the major bottleneck, I would say, or the aspect which is differentiating between both this academia and industry. Dr. Park, you would like to add?
Yes. Actually, there are many barriers. If we don't have barriers, then everything should be easier. But I think the biggest structural barrier, I worked for a company for many years and also worked for a national laboratory, and now I'm working for my university for almost 30 years. And I find that the biggest structural barrier is misaligned incentives. Okay, and universities reward publication all the time and citations, grant, etc., while industry rewards speed, reliability, cost, and IP, etc. So this misaligned incentives is one of the most important barrier. Thank you.
Thank you. So actually, Dr. Tandon was supposed to sit here, but because he couldn't come, so I have to fill really big shoes. So I'll try my best to do it. Now, I think coming to the question that has been asked, I think, yes, there are structural barriers, but I think the way, as my previous speakers have talked about it, I think the way to go about is a policy change. So we need to bring up a policy change where the industries and the academia, both of them, are incentivized. And that could be the industry gets some incentive for training apprentices. Incentive from the government for training students. And similarly, for the academy, it should be absolutely essential for academia to send students to industry. I think unless we bit too loud, it's easier said than done. But at least we can start working on this path when both industries. Yes, it has to be done. There's no other way. And I think that's the way forward.
Thanks to all the three panelists. Now, the next question is, how can universities balance academic freedom with industry-driven research priorities? Now, this is overlapping what we have been talking. There will be many overlapping parts, but now comes the implementation part. How can we do that? Because there is a fixed curriculum. There are a number of credits which we have to deliver and student has to complete within that time frame. So how can we do that?
I would request other two members to take this question because
Yes, balancing academic freedom and industry-driven research priorities. Yes, they are. Also realize that in universities, not everyone does basic research, right? Different research focus. Okay, or so. Yeah, so what I was saying was because in academic situations, you have faculty members working in different areas. You have a lot of faculty members who are working on fundamental research, but there's also industry who tries to bring in certain new technologies and they need proof of concept. So that is the region, that's the area where probably academics can pitch in and provide a proof of concept to the industry to improve their processes. As we are doing, industry is under pressure to implement net zero processes, net carbon zero processes. So for those things, I think in academia, is already working on this area, but industry and academia needs to talk together, and maybe the academics can develop a proof of concept and then give it to the industry. And I think that would be a good way to start, right? Although the government of India also is now putting in a lot of emphasis on translational research. So the professors, the academics also now are trying to work into an area where their research accomplishments can be applied. And that is why there is a transition that's coming in the way how we think how research is done. So I think that's another point where the academics, the professors are now looking into areas which can be readily implementable. So I think these are two areas where we can, approach the industry with some solutions which the industry would be ready to accept.
Yeah, to add on to it, I think Dr. Puniti, as now we have seen IIC policy, Dr. Pawan, you might be knowing, there is NISP policy of Ministry of Education, where they are clearly defining as to when we are going and sending our students and faculty members as well for translational work to the industries to get hands-on training, they must be given either sabbatical leave in case of faculty, and in case of students, they must be given, made some arrangement so that their curriculum is not suffered, and that arrangement need to be done. So that is now defined in our NISP policy by Ministry of Education. But yes, implementation that we need to work out. So that is a ray of hope that we are seeing further.
Dr. Park, do you like to add something?
Yeah, balancing is always difficult. So, in my opinion, the university should have a very transparent policy and should encourage, professors to work with the industry all the time. If this is related to the first question. If you don't have any incentive, then you don't want to move on at all. So it is important to have clear policy.
Thank you, sir. Now, next question that we like to take up is why do many academic innovation fails to reach commercialization despite strong research output? Basically, in Indian context and globally, we can discuss because we have seen a lot of patent is coming up, lot of academic research is going, but a very minute amount is getting translated into industry. So please, your views on it.
So as I mentioned it in the first question, and others eminent people also have added on that, the major thing academia is focusing on developing the proof of concept. But later on, a lot of data will be missing when it comes to the commercialization part. For example, we need to have one more aspect is when we do these experiments in the lab, we mainly focus on the ideal conditions. So, but when it goes to the industry, the conditions will be completely drastic. We cannot, we expect the product or technology to work at certain kind of conditions, but it will be completely different when it goes to the industry. So that data will be missing. So in absence of this data, so it will be difficult for industry to take a call on that. And for that, they have to conduct a lot of studies on the pilot scale, demo scales, on the plant scale. So it takes a lot of time and money and energy from their aspect, from their end. So one aspect what we can focus, or one thing which we can focus is when any of these things projects are taken up, aligning with the industrial needs or aligning with the industrial partner would be a better solution, so that we can actually reduce this timing as well as the data points which are missing in this aspect. And we can also focus on doing more commercialization. I think from my view, this is one aspect which is a key bottleneck. And other speakers say so.
Yeah, so I to add to what you were saying, Dr. Pawan, I think right from the start when and I mentioned proof of concept, I think there itself, the industry and the academics, we have to work together. It cannot be in isolation. Otherwise, we are going to land up into problems like you just mentioned. So it's not they are not separate quarters. They will have to work together. The industry person and the professor who's working in the academics, they will have to maybe work almost daily calls or, meeting weekly to see how it is progressing. Because otherwise, as you said, it makes no sense because the academics, the professor works in the lab and the industry has to take the product to the market. So very different conditions, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, again, if you know the reality, you can say a lot of things, okay? I worked with my, partner companies for 20, 30 years in my career. And what I found is that, okay, some topics and some technologies are difficult, okay? Very, high end. And some technologies are easy, okay? And the conclusion is this: if the technology is too difficult, then it is hard to implement. If the technology is easy, then you cannot win because it's red ocean already. Okay, so if it is difficult, it is hard to commercialize. If it's easy, you cannot win in the market. So then what? it is, a very tough situation. So, honestly speaking, professors all want freedom in their research, okay? And industry want quick and very detailed result. And there is, a huge gap there. So, we get into value of death all the time. And, in the value of death, that means, all the technologies just, die there. So to avoid this situation, both parties should realize, what the real problem is actually. I find many people from industry and they think, research too easy. Okay, and the people in academia think that the technology or the level of science in industry is too shallow. So we should work together all the time. Otherwise, it is difficult. And people suggest that we should work together from the beginning. But during my talk, I told you that that doesn't guarantee the success. So it is case dependent. But I believe that the collaboration from the early stage is a must.
Yeah. So we are reaching to the same common point, that is collaborating from the very initial stage when the student enters into the college. So the next question goes to the global level. With reference to UNESCO's policy on industry-academia collaboration, how can we frame an effective model for significant outcomes?
Well,
that is in alignment, exactly.
Yeah. Again, UNESCO aligned the model start from two linked ideas. Number one, protect scientific freedom and integrity. Okay, that's what we like, professors, and make science deliver broad societal value. That's what the government and the public want. And I think industry always, interested in money, so they need profit. So, you can say this rather easily, okay? So you need a balance and you should make everybody happy, but in reality, that's not the case. So again, I think it is important to understand each other better and more seriously, okay, if you want to make any progress. Thank you.
No, I would just like to mention a little bit that we are trying to align our course curriculum a little bit in a way that the student is available to the industry for a longer period of time, because industry has this complaint all the time that the students come for 3 months, 2 months, what will they do? And we cannot give them any projects to work on. Even 6 months, sometimes the industry feels is too less. So for a effective, a meaningful student engagement, we are now trying to redefine our syllabus in a way where the student can be available for the industry for 1 full year. So we give credits to the student so that the student can, if the student is doing well and the industry guide is happy with the student's performance, the student is delivering well, then we give full credits of the semester to the student. So we are just trying to implement that particular policy from this academic year, so that at least problem of the student not being available to the industry is done away with.
So next question is related to regulatory frameworks, which of course are neither in the hand of academia nor in the industry. But of course, we can discuss how can regulatory frameworks be simplified to accelerate translational research?
That's part will be the best.
No, I talk too much. So, regulation is important and you should have regulations, otherwise the whole world will be chaotic. But, I find that many people are, too much interested in the regulations. And even in universities, we have too many regulations. And sometimes, I feel tired, when I talk to, people in department of something. So I should go through the same process again and again, and that makes me very tired. That happens even in industry. Okay, and I find that top management don't understand the technology very well, but the lower level scientists understand the technology very well, but they don't have any power. So they should consult with regulation people and some other peoples there. So that happens. But what I can tell you is that at the least in universities or academia, we should have very clear and transparent regulation and the systems so that people can really concentrate on their science and their technology development. So regulation should be, well, it can be difficult, okay, for scientists like us, but should be easy for people who studied, laws. But I don't know whether there are any lawyers here, but always very tiring, to talk with people who studied laws. So I believe that it is important to have a person who understands both, field very clearly. And university management should think about, how to encourage professors and translational research rather than, focusing on regulation.
Dr. Park, I would like to extend this question to just a minute. With reference to a Korean government, please throw some light how government is working in this area. I mean, industry, academia, collaboration, and how they are sorting out the problems.
You know, not different. I believe every government is the same, and people in Food Drug Administration and lawmakers and and NGOs. So I believe every country and every government is the same, and we try to commercialize, for example, biodegradable polymer. And then, one ministry, like, Ministry of Trade and Commerce, they want to encourage the industry. But, another ministry, like a Ministry of Environment, they say that, this is not a good idea. If you throw away, degradable bioplastic, then, ignorant public, okay, including myself, will throw away, all plastics, and then pollution will become, worse and worse. So that kind of misunderstanding, even within the, governmental, department makes, things very difficult. And if you cannot solve that problem, then no industry, no companies, start working on, this kind of new project, and that actually, prevent innovations.
Dr. Pawan,
Yeah, just to add what Dr. Park has mentioned, regulations or regulatory is very important when it comes to the science and technology. But at the same time, it should not be like so much bureaucratic. So maybe the single window kind of systems, we have seen it is working beautifully when it comes to the startups and then when it comes to the industry establishments. So probably this kind of aspect, if it also be introduced from the academia as well as from the industry side and also from the government side, it would may make a big change in it.
okay, ma'am, Sumiti Mathur, ma'am, do you like to add something?
I think think a lot has already been said because the people from the industry, they should, if they talk more about regulatory frameworks, it makes more sense. Academia, wants to work more freely, but regulations come when it comes to the industry.
To add to this one means the panel members are of the view that regulation is necessary, but over-regulation is not. So now I like to put up a next question. How can we transition from publication to patent, prototype, and produce? Dr. Pawan, would you like to add?
See, as I mentioned in the beginning also, the best way to do it is, I would say I use different term. Instead of collaboration, I use co-creation. So if we start doing the co-creation in collaboration with industry, as well as the industry collaborates with academia, what happens is during this process, we'll be able to better convert all this research that is happening at the academic level to the commercial scale.
Dr. Park, would you like to add something to this?
Yes, we have this problem all the time, and this is related to incentives and evaluation criteria, etc. But in academia, I believe that promotion and the tenure criteria can explicitly recognize translation output as first-class academic contribution, and I feel that many people, even in engineering school, think that high-impact journal is the only goal. But I feel that that is wrong, and the system and our general feeling about the scientific research should be a little bit changed.
Absolutely. I also totally agree with it because when it comes to academia, I think every faculty member and even a student would think that if I have done something, if I've found out something, I immediately need to publish it with a high impact factor journal. That's the first thing that comes to the mind of a professor who's working in the lab. So, however, now with this emphasis on Make in India and Startup India that is coming up, that has been, the government of India is pushing it like anything. So even we, I mean, the people in Amity, I should say, the faculty members at Amity, they are also now realizing the importance of prototype, patent, technology transfer, things like this. Because one thing is understood, right? This is a long drawn result. See, it takes time when you come from a research, then you patent it, then into prototype, and then getting into the industry. It takes a long time. And yes, as you said, incentives is a big issue. So everybody needs incentives. So there has to be a clear-cut policy as to how much has your technology has progressed. And accordingly, I think incentivization has to be worked out to make this particular system flourish.
Okay, ma'am. So there is a need to change the mindset. We need not to stop at the publication level. We need to go up to the prototype and final commercialization step, because which is very necessary. Now I like to.
Yeah, to add on to this point, we can say that we need to distinguish between the data. If the data is of translational type, then we should refrain from publishing it. But first get it patented, protected, and then move forward. And if it is easier path, then go for prototyping, technology development, and further there are two ways out. Either get it licensed or can have startup. These are the two ways which now nation is moving forward. But if the data is non-translational type, then we can easily publish it. So we need to now very clear-cut distinguish between the two type of data and then move forward. That line of difference need to be created. So next question again goes to scaling up, that is laboratory innovations. What are the challenges in scaling laboratory innovations to industry level production?
Yeah, I think some portion of it I have answered in my previous part. The major bottleneck would be the data points that are missing. So when we do the experiments in the lab, we do at certain conditions, but the plant conditions will be completely different. So that is one aspect which we have to look. Probably that's where I was mentioning that co-creation along with the industrial partner would be very helpful in terms of transferring the technology from lab scale to the bench and then, I mean lab to pilot and pilot to the plant scale. Um, Another aspect is there is no clear cut IP sharing aspect when it comes to the academia and then industry. So who owns the IP? So that's where another challenge comes. It takes a lot of time. That's where majority of these companies, they will be not showing much interest when they want to go for these kind of technology transfers. So that is the second aspect. And the third one is how do we do this? I mean, where we have to scale it up, whether we have to scale it up in a direct client place or maybe in a different facility. That adds a lot of challenges when we deal with the regulatory kind of technologies or products. So these are the three main aspects which are hampering this particular technology to go from the lab scale to the plant scale. And other points I would like request Dr. Park to add.
Well, um, he's very diplomatic, when saying the problems, and you may feel that I'm very straightforward. And this is related with money, so it depends on your product. Okay, so in my case, I worked on small chemicals, acid and alcohols, and if you want to scale up, then you should have a lot of money. Okay, and it is difficult to convince that this is worth trying, and that's number one. And number two, as he said, um, in university labs, academia, we have proof of concept and we have core technology, but to commercialize or to for the scale up, you need small things, too many small things. Otherwise, this is what he said. Data are missing, and you cannot go to scale up. And before getting all the data, you cannot start actually construction of pilot scale. But again, who are responsible for getting all data for that? So that is another issue. Actually, academia is not very much interested in kind of less important, trivial technologies, but essential for scale up.
Ma'am, would you like to add something to this point?
I perfectly agree. This is a dichotomy. This is an issue because the academia would, as he said earlier, the academia would think that what the industry is doing is actually trivial. Why should I waste my time on doing such things? But the industry feels that that is the thing, that is important because they have to take it, they have to commercialize it. So this issue needs to be solved, and I think we would need some regulatory intervention into it. Maybe some, some facilities are developed where the academia can go and the industry can also go. So that could be a third party which does not have its own interests, where the academia feels that they can, they can work on scaling up, and the industry also does not have that IP issue, does feels free to share their proprietary information. So we need to develop some kind of a third level system for this. That's my point of view.
Next question I'd like to ask, how can industry partners be engaged early during the research design stage? Dr. Pawan.
So the best aspect is, as Dr. Puniti has mentioned, probably the change in the academic curriculum involving students maybe from the last year of their curriculum onwards, sending them to the industry and then trying to give them training on it, and try to involve them in the industrial challenges, so that that gives back two kinds of knowledge to the it gives knowledge to industry as well as academia. Industry will get benefited out of the academic knowledge which is there, and then academia will get what are the real life challenges or the problems which industry is facing, are the which are in demand. So the joint collaborative part is the one which we have to focus. And probably another aspect is, I think many people are doing this, having certain projects as a industry PhD projects. So that would also help in this particular aspect to take this forward and then bridge the gap between the industry and academia.
Yeah, I agree with him. So the best way is to develop trust between academia and industry, and the best way for that is sending your student to the industry. Okay, and if you send a student, PhD student at high level to the industry, and then they can get involved with decision making. So I think that is the only way. Without that network, it is difficult to start any collaboration at all.
Just a single line I would add to it. Absolutely, if the problem statement comes from the industry, it is going to be really helpful, because the industrial problem, if it has to be solved, it has to be solved the industry way. So, preliminary things can be done in the academic institution. And then I think the fine tuning of the results or the missing data points, as you say, that can be done through the industry guide. So that collaboration right from the start for a PhD can be really helpful.
Thank you very much. So if you had to propose one structural reform to transform academia industry integration, what would it be?
Well, as I told you, from academic side, I think the incentive or evaluation system should be changed.
When it comes to industry, according to my view, I think the integration of both academia and industry from the beginning would be the best option to do this.
So, see, we have been talking about this integration since decades, but things are not coming out at that pace as it should have been. Now, in that scenario, what extra effort is required? Is it required from government side, or some, as Dr. Puniti pointed out, a third party should come out? Now, what third party should be? That is another question. We need a solution to it. Either a government should take initiative.
Government also can take initiatives when it comes to the government universities and other things. But when it comes to the private universities, I think you must be knowing better than me, like how far they can get involved in all those things. But yes, definitely that third party would be beneficial at some points, and certain areas I think it may be completely challenging. So I think as an individuals, we have to start from our thing, which is there in our hand. First, we have to focus on it, start increasing our interaction with the industry, and we increase the interaction with the academia, start doing the joint projects, and then take it forward. I think this has to come in a till now, as I mentioned it, we are using the collaborative word, but we have to co-create. If we start doing the co-creation, I think this may answer up to some extent.
Many of the questions can be answered if we start from the very first year of the programs. That is very right. So what should be, of course, that is again overlapping of what has been discussed till now. What should a robust academia industry 2030 roadmap include? It is amalgamation of all that has been discussed.
Okay, so I'll take it. So I think because we have thought about it a number of times, because there are a lot of discussions on this, but nothing really concrete comes up. So I think the first thing is that relationship between industry and academia. And think that relationship will only come when there is a continuous involvement of the industry with the academics. And when I say industry, you cannot just make 2, 3, 4 industries responsible to interact with the academia. So it has to come into the culture that there has to be, every industry has to be involved with an academic institution right from the beginning. And I think the advantage is even the students, when the students and the faculty, they are having a regular interaction with the industry. One thing is that the faculty begins to understand what is the requirement of the industry. And the student involvement right from the beginning would help in a way where the student goes to the industry, say for a month, when the student is in the first year, and then maybe slowly the duration is increased. So the industry also starts recognizing the student, the capabilities of the student, how the industry would want the student to be ready when the student comes. And that kind of a continuous to and fro engagement would help in shaping the student fitment into the industry. Because what a lot of industry says today is that the student are not industry ready. So right from day one, the student that is coming out of your portals, the university portal, is not giving me value. So when I need to spend money to train the student, so what is the academia doing? Now, to answer this question, this engagement between the academia and the industry during the study period of the student becomes very important. I know it becomes a little overbearing on the industry, but I think in the broader interest of the nation, this is how we need to go forward. And all industries need to develop with that kind of a mindset. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can add one or two more. So I don't know why it should be 2030, but if you have, if you want a strong roadmap, I believe that it should include, talent mobility, actually. So, we talked about partnership or integration, many things, but I think talent mobility, how to promote and encourage, talent mobility is important. And also, second thing is, talent mobility is about, human resources. And the second one should be funding architecture. So you should clarify, how to give, monies. Thank you.
Just to add on the talent mobility thing, which Dr. Park has mentioned. So it is not only students, probably academia can think of sending the professors also to the industry, where they will get trained on certain aspects and maybe they can spend some time, do their research part. For example, Dr. Nidhi has mentioned that now many people started giving the leaves and other things. Probably this can also be encouraged by sending the professors to the industry to spend maybe 6 months to 1 year on the research aspects, which could also helps in exchange of knowledge and do this talent mobility.
So with this, we are concluding this. But before that, the takeaway points which we have got from the three esteemed panelists, which have given us really enlightenment as to how we can think of planning ahead in industry academia integration, maybe step by step. We can pass on the information. So the takeaway points include we should have co-creation approach. That is, as the student enters the course program, there should be alignment with industry partner, and a topic which is of industry relevance can be allotted to the student along with an internal supervisor and an external from industry. That way, the story can go ahead just like a PhD. and by the end of the program can lead to some technology development, if not technology, at least patent, which can be taken ahead later on. Other very important aspects that have come out is we need to align with industry partners, not just for co-creation, but also to sort out the problems from the initial stage itself. What are the problems in scaling up that industry person can tell from early stage itself, that not just the initial experiments that work out finally, but what happens later on when move from flask to fermenter, that all stages obviously will be cleared once the co-creation part will be going on. So when we talk of technology commercialization, here the problem that has been raised is that not all technologies are of the level of getting commercialized. So we need to understand what is the need of the industries. We need to take them to that level and cover up all the aspects that are required for scaling it up in a profitable manner. Main thing is marketable and profitable manner. That is what matters in business and in industry. There should be incentivization, which is most important for motivation of all, that is industry, faculty, student, and everyone. So that will initially feel like heavy load, but at the end, it will end up with major profit of nation. As Dr. Puniti said, as a whole, it will be a national gain after bearing initial incentivization or a load. Other points which came out, trust building. Actually, this is the point. Co-creation can sort out that problem. If we start from the very first time, this trust building will be sorted, because the idea will be from industry, so no trust problem. Every scratch will be shared between the academia and industry. IP will be shared, so no issue of trust. So I think that will sort out many issues, and within academia and industry, we can solve many problems even without having any other party. Many problems can be sorted out. So another point which in fact government is taking care of, which I mentioned, was NISP, that is NIS policy, which is coming up, which has been introduced by Ministry of Education, where all these innovation and entrepreneurship approach have been included. And there is a very clear-cut policy of taking students and faculty into industries, and every pointer of what all leave and incentives, etc., are to be given to each faculty and student. And of course, industry is also taken into consideration in that policy once it comes into light. And finally, if we apply UNESCO's policy, which covers all the points, if we follow that policy, even in Indian scenario, the triple helix model given by UNESCO, which covers industry, academia, and research, it covers everything. That is innovation, research, and skill development. So with doing all these approaches, following all these approaches from early development, early inclusion, co-creation, and taking technology to industry, then maybe by licensing or having our own startups, we can sort many problems of the country. So thank you very much to all the esteemed panelists and my co-moderator. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. We sincerely thank all the esteemed panel members and moderators for this insightful and engaging discussion. As we conclude this session, we humbly request our moderators to kindly felicitate our distinguished panel member, Dr. Pawan Kumar. I will request to step forward, please, moderators, and Dr. Pawan Kumar also. As a mark of tradition of Amity University, sir, we felicitate with the Tulsi sapling. We also present a small memento as our thanks to you. We sincerely thank Unibic for generously sponsoring the gifts for this event. I request our moderators to present this special gifts to our other panel members, Dr. Puniti and Dr. Park. I request you to please. Sorry. Yes. To other panel members also. We would also like to give it to Dr. Puniti Mathur too. Now I request Dr. Girish sir and Dr. Deepak sir to kindly felicitate with a small token of our gifts to our dear moderators too. I request Dr. Girish Sharma and Dr. Deepak to kindly come on the dais and felicitate our moderators with a small token of our thanks to our moderators also. I will also like Dr. Sudeep sir to join on the dais. Kindly put your hands together and appreciate.
Yummy.
Before we conclude this session, we also like to express our thanks to Mrs. Neelam, worthy wife of Dr. Arun Goyal from IIT Guwahati. Ma'am, we are so thankful to you for being with us for over past 3 days. As a mark of our appreciation, we would like to felicitate you. Ma'am, I will request you to kindly come on the dais. I request Dr. Puniti Mathur and Dr. Nidhi Chaudhary to kindly present a small gift to Mrs. Neelam as our thanks to her. We thank all the distinguished guests, delegates, and all the participants for making this session successful and intellectually aspiring. Shortly, we will be starting our valedictory session. So I request you to be seated here and please be patient. Thanks to all of you.
सर ने आके फिर परंतु करवा लिया अच्छा दो मंगवा दिए थे मैंने
Sir, can you come?
Yeah.
Yes, come.
A very good morning to one and all. With the blessings of Honorable Founder President Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, the constant motivation and guidance of Honorable Chancellor Dr. Atul K. Chauhan, and the visionary leadership of Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla, it is our privilege to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to all the dignitaries, eminent scientists, academicians, industry leaders, faculty members, and participants. We welcome you to the valedictory ceremony of International Conference on Sustainable Biotechnology and Bioinnovation SBB 2026, organized by Amity Institute of Biotechnology, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, in association with the Biotech Research Society India, the International Bioprocessing Association, and the Center for Energy, Environment, and Sustainability. We are deeply honored by the august presence of Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla, Professor Dr. Shungun Park, Professor Dr. Chandradeep Tandon, and the organizing committee members. This conference has witnessed stimulating scientific deliberation, interdisciplinary discussions, and meaningful interactions that have significantly contributed to the advancement of biotechnology. As we reach the conclusion of this enriching academic journey, today's session provides an opportunity to reflect upon the outcome and celebrate excellence. To formally begin the valedictory session of SBB 2026, it is my privilege to invite Professor Dr. Pooja Vijayaraghavan, Chairperson of the conference and Director, Amity Institute of Biotechnology, to deliver the welcome address. Her guidance, leadership, and vision has been instrumental in shaping and successfully conducting this conference.
Thank you, Dr. Rashri. Once again, with the blessings of Honorable Founder President Sir Dr. Ashok Chauhan, Honorable Chancellor Sir Dr. Atul Chauhan, and our extremely motivating, supporting, loving Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla, our Dean, Professor Dr. Tandon, who is always there with us whenever we need him at any time of the day or night. I take this privilege to formally begin with a welcome address of the valedictory session. This has been a very exciting 3 days. We had 4 parallel sessions, and when we were starting to contemplate on how we are going to do this international conference, how many speakers are we going to invite, I I had the committee, the organizing committee coming to me and saying that we have 60 speakers who would be joining us both in physical mode as well as on online. And my first thought was, how are we going to finish and complete with complete value these 60 talks? And there were 4 parallel sessions. And my second thought was, how are we going to, manage these 4 parallel sessions? I am extremely thankful to all our students, our participants, our delegates, everybody who joined us. Every single hall was jam-packed. We had to ask the students to go to another hall because there was no seating available in a certain hall. That is the motivation, the excitement, the enthusiasm which has been shown by every single person who attended this conference, both online and offline. There have been discussions, there have been deliberations. I saw students talking to our esteemed speakers, students coming and discussing, faculty members coming and discussing with their esteemed speakers about their research and how they can collaborate. I think the whole purpose, and we would all agree, the whole purpose of this international conference obviously is to meet people, network, but it is also for the betterment of science. We cannot, particularly in today's era, particularly with the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, the global scenario that we look into, we cannot do science in silo. When I say silo, I mean we cannot even restrict our science to our country. We need scientists from all countries to come together to ensure that global issues like climate resilience, global issues like antimicrobial resistance, energy deficiency is taken care of, because it is not a problem of India. It is not a problem of any country. It is a global challenge. And if we all do not come together to find out ways to mitigate these issues, I don't think we have, we are successful as scientists. Until and unless we take what we are doing in our laboratories, translate it into solutions for real life problems, we have not done our job as scientists, we have not done our job as academicians and students. As I told in my inaugural session, address also, best time to be the biotechnologist of our country and globally, because every issue that you see under the sun today will have a biotechnological intervention. Without biotechnology, you cannot find solution to anything. Hence, start networking, start meeting people, understand where your passion lies. Everybody doesn't have to be a bench worker. Everybody doesn't have to be a scientist. You can be a policy maker. You can be an academician. You can be an environmentalist. You can be a public health expert. But best time to be in this area of science. Talk to people, understand where your passion lies, start drawing your path towards excellence. Amity University gives you that platform to network. Amity University gives you that platform to find your passion. Use these 3, 4, 5 years that you are with us to excel your science, excel your passion. I'm very thankful to all our students who have joined us from, universities across the country. Yesterday, during our networking dinner, I could meet so many of you, and I could see that happiness that you joined this conference. We are very thankful that all of you could join us, particularly the students. And I would like to put on record my deepest sense of gratitude to all our speakers, our international chair, Dr. Park, who came from far and wide, from international, from countries beyond India to join us for this conference. Thank you so much. And we look forward to continuing this collaboration. We look forward to working together. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Let us work together and bring solutions from India, as per the mandate of the country and the vision of our Honorable Founder President. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words. I now have the honor to invite Professor Dr. Chandradeep Tandon, Additional Pro Vice Chancellor and Dean, Faculty of Bioscience and Biotechnology, to deliver the opening remarks and share his insights with us.
Thank you, Rashri. Very good morning to all. On the behalf of our most revered Founder President, Sir, Honorable Chancellor, Sir, respected Vice Chancellor, Ma'am, who's there with us, and on behalf, I once again welcome all of you to the validity section of this very important and enlightening conference. Well, this started 2 days back. I was there to address at that point of time also, but I guess now I'm looking at each one of you after going through the rounds of the lecture and listening to very erudite and the learnings which you have got from all our esteemed speakers. I'm very sure not only the faculty members, but all the students are also very well now, apprised of what all is going in when it comes to the advancement of the sciences. And it is, so overwhelming to learn that we have participation from more than 18 countries, and also 400 plus registrations, both online and offline. We also have around 40 participants from our Lucknow campus. So this is something I guess we must applaud for this. The areas which are covered are advanced industrial and environmental bioprocesses, biofuel and biorefineries, synthetic biology and computational biology, biotechnology, health and medicine, so on and so forth. The idea of, repeating these was or is, as Dr. Pooja has already stated, I'm reiterating the fact that time has come, need of the hour is interdisciplinary sciences. Gone are the days when we used to feel that hum apne aap mein mukammal hain, we know the best. The times have changed now. We must do the crosstalk. And our Vice Chancellor, Madam, who is here, she very well knows. And when recently there was a call few months back from ANRF where the PI was supposed to be from the field of humanities or social sciences, and the co-PI could be from the field of sciences. But look at the vision of now the country, the government. We want that our research should be having a translational value rather than being reduced only to the thesis or the books or the publications. I guess each one of us realized that. And before the conference, I was the co-chair with Professor Fokker Vandish, who's sitting here. I remember he told me that, I'm again repeating Dr. Vandish this thing. He is a very good friend of Dr. Sangun Park, very good friend. They knew each other very well. But now after this conference, both of us know us also very well. Am I right? So this is something, again, what we have learned from this conference. So without much ado, thank you once again and very warm welcome to each one of you. And let's now talk about the outcome of this conference, and the Daromadar is on all our students now and also the faculty members. So I once again urge all the students to interact with each other, with the faculty members, and you must have interacted, as Pooja said, during yesterday's network dinner also, with all the esteemed participants, all the esteemed speakers. Feel free, take their email and bombard them with emails. I'm taking liberty, Dr. Vandish and Dr. Sangun Bak, that they should be writing emails to you if they have any queries, and to all our esteemed speakers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the motivating address. May I now invite Dr. Vivek Kumar Gaur, convener of the conference, to present the conference report highlighting the scientific sessions, key deliberation, and major outcome of SPB 2026. Over to you, Dr. Vivek.
A very good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, all the delegates, colleagues, and the students who came a far way to attend our sessions. And over 3 intensive days, we have witnessed a remarkable exchange of scientific knowledge, which I am trying to summarize here. So we started the conference with the vision and goal to advance scientific knowledge through cutting-edge research, to foster meaningful collaborations across academia and industries. We have several industrial sessions throughout the conference to empower young researchers through opportunities and mentorship, and to promote sustainable real-world biotech solutions through bioinnovations. So as our dean has previously mentioned the major scientific themes that were there in the conference. So we had advanced industrial and environmental bioprocesses, biofuels and biorefineries, synthetic biology and computational biology, health and medicine. So we covered these 4 major themes and there were several sub-themes. These are the participants across the globe. We have around more than 18 countries as of now, 18 international speakers, 400 plus registered delegates, and 5 industry organizations. So to break it in more details, we have 5 keynote lectures in the series of last 2 days, 12 plenary lectures, 36 invited lectures, along with 44 and 27 oral presentations and more than 200 posters. So these are all the speakers we had from India and abroad. So the major scientific highlights were emerging scientific directions that were emerged during the discussions, which is related to sustainable wastewater treatment solution, use of AI and modeling in environmental research, the progress in bio-based and smart materials, be it for food packaging or any other smart applications, advancing in microbial and algal technologies, focus on circular bioeconomy. So because we are everybody is familiar about the climate change, so circularization or sustainability is very important. And our research participation and collaboration includes high quality experimental studies, young researchers' participations, especially translational discussions leading to some technologies and interdisciplinary collaborations. So these are the key highlights from the last 3 days. Day one, starting from the inaugural to through the scientific sessions, all the scientific sessions throughout. And the outcomes of the event that we anticipate is in 3 major domains. Our academic outcomes is related to interdisciplinary collaborative models, and then strengthened academia industry interactions. And the key research priorities are identified in sustainable biotechnologies. When we come to talk about research and scientific outcome, the focus on AI-based environmental modeling is emphasized. Then scalable wastewater treatment technologies, along with the encouragement of circular bioeconomy approaches and the recognition of emerging young researchers. That is really the need of the hour. And the capacity building outcomes includes networking opportunities for PhD scholars, young faculties, and as sir previously mentioned that we had a very good interactions with all the international colleagues that were present here, and the platform to share advanced research methods, exposure to translational application-focused research. With this, I would like to thank you all to be here, and thank you very much. So we have prepared a small video for the last 2 days. Please start. It will show a glimpse of all the major technical sessions we had during last 2 days. I hope you will enjoy this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Vivek, for that comprehensive, well-structured overview of the conference. I now request Professor Dr. Sungun Park, International Chair of the conference, to share his conference impression, reflecting on the key highlights and takeaway of this enriching conference.
Morning, everyone. I talked too much today already. But as the international chair, I would like to share a few brief reflection on this conference. Overall, I see that the conference was highly productive, informative, and smoothly managed in every aspect, from registration and session transition to speaker coordination and participant support. The scientific program was particularly strong, with an excellent mix of keynote and plenary lectures, invited talks, oral presentations, poster sessions, roundtable discussions, and panel discussions on academia industry integrations. Also, it was very encouraging to see the strong engagement of early career researchers and students. This was really amazing. And I believe that they are essential to the future of this field. Personally, I am very happy because I could meet many old friends and I could make new friends. And actually, these were the major purpose of the conference attending to me. And I believe that I achieved these two goals successfully, and I am very happy. Finally, I would like to sincerely congratulate the organizing committee and Amity University for their excellent planning, warm hospitality, and professional execution. This conference has been a positive and memorable experience, and I am confident it will lead to continued collaborations and the real-world impact in sustainable biotechnology. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Park, for sharing your thoughts. We are deeply honored to have Honorable Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla with us today. Our visionary academic leader, Professor Balvinder Shukla, has been instrumental in steering Amity University towards global excellence through innovation-driven research, international collaboration, and holistic approach to education. Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla holds PhD from Queen's University, United Kingdom, and brings over 3 decades of distinguished experience across industry and academia. She is a professor of entrepreneurship, leadership, and information technology, and currently serves as the Vice Chancellor of Amity University, Uttar Pradesh. Dr. Shukla has been a driving force behind the exponential growth and global expansion of Amity Education Group, shaping its academic excellence and institutional leadership. She has conceptualized innovative framework such as accelerator model for incubator excellence and the IT-enabled strategic operational excellence model. Dr. Shukla is the recipient of numerous prestigious awards and honor for her extraordinary contribution in education, research, social engagement, and entrepreneurship development. She has been on the advisory board as well as the independent director on board of companies, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, and various NGOs. May I humbly request Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla Madam, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, to deliver the special address.
Before ma'am comes to address, with ma'am's permission, I would like to inform everybody that our Honorable Founder President, Sir, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, this university is his vision. And the amount of importance that Sir gives to science and technology is immense. And that is the reason why Amity University is coming up as a research and innovation driven university, and in all the platforms, whether it is the quality publications or filing and granting of patents, technology transfer, research projects, Amity University is excelling in all those platforms. Sir has been a part of all these 3 days session, and he was very closely following all the speakers. And I have just received the blessings from Honorable Founder President for all of us. And Sir has also informed that all these 3 days sessions are on the YouTube. It has been put on the YouTube, and anybody who wishes to revisit these lectures or has missed any of the lecture, because everybody was not there in all parallel sessions. So if you were not in that particular session and you want to hear what the speakers had deliberated in that session, you can go to the YouTube, and if you type SBB 2026, all those sessions will be available to you, so you can peruse it at your own leisure. And that is the power of Amity. And we thank Honorable Founder President, Sir, for giving us this opportunity so that we can revisit all these sessions again. Thank you so much. I now request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Madam.
Most respected Honorable Founder President, Sir, Honorable Chancellor, a very esteemed speakers from across the globe, our additional Pro VC and Dean Faculty of Biosciences, Biotechnology, Dr. Pooja, and Professor Sangun Park, the International Chair for the conference, and the National Chair for the conference, Dr. Pooja, whole organizing team, dear participants, and the students. What a 3 days feast to all the biotechnologists. The day one I was not here, but I knew how the inaugural session is going and the subsequent parallel sessions. And this was the dream of our Honorable Founder President, that every institution, every department organizes the conferences, the research conferences, because the research conferences give a lot of opportunities for networking, interaction, collaborations. And it was the vision of Honorable Founder President right from beginning. How take amity to the world and bring the world to the amity. And for the research collaborations, student exchange, academic collaborations. And this conference of AIB, International Conference on Sustainable Biotechnology and Bioinnovations, has truly been an international conference. And I'm sure during these 3 days, all the participants have been discussing, deliberating on various aspects, not only what have been deliberated during the conference, but from here, what we are going to do the next for our respective organizations, for our respective countries. The vision for India is the Viksit Bharat by 2047. Then how do we achieve that vision? And our Honorable Founder President's vision was right from the beginning that India to be the superpower by 2030, which he has extended further to the Viksit Bharat by 2047. And he is relentlessly working with the teams from all the 12 universities, 28 schools, and over 250 students who are currently studying at MIT institution across 16 countries. And we are having over 750,000 alumni across the globe, out of which the 40% are in the international countries and contributing to their respective organization, whether they're the industry or academia. MIT University has been, always ranked among the top universities, not within the country, but through the QS and the Times Higher Education, also among the top 3% universities. MIT is the university which has the highest number of, the Indian international research fellows who have joined back after completing their postdoctoral in the foreign countries, Ramanujan, Ramalingam, Swamis. And that shows that the MIT research culture is very, very good. The MIT not only promotes the research amongst the faculty or the PhD scholars, but the research among the undergraduate students. That's why the highest number of patents are filed by the students and the highest number of research paper publications also by the students. Honorable Founder President has given the mission to all of us, Mission Connect, and the mission synergy and mission outcomes. And the mission connect is how do we connect with the researchers, scientists globally, and where we can work together for the mutual benefit, mutual interest. And then how we build that synergy, that truly we engage with each other, collaborate for the joint research and joint publications, joint projects. And then just doing the joint search or publication is not sufficient. Does that bring really the quality outcome for the benefit of the society, benefit of the organization, and the benefit of the respective nations is very important, because as Pooja was in her, the welcome address was saying that how do we really create that environment in the university. And this has been the focus of our Honorable Chancellor also, that he had created the environment in the university that the MITians not only work for themselves and for their organization, but they work for the society, community across the globe to make this world a better place to live. And it can only happen through the research innovation in the field of science domains. And yesterday we were having the almost 6 conferences, workshops, seminars being held in the campus, right from the artificial intelligence to the bioscience and biotechnology. And I was just thinking that the AI has become the integral part of all the discipline. But when we talk about the Viksit Bharat, biosciences, biotechnology is part of all the 5 pillars of the Viksit Bharat. Whether you talk about the empowered citizen, where the healthcare is extremely important. And I think without biosciences, biotechnology, healthcare cannot be imagined, which we have seen during the COVID pandemic, how the biosciences, biotechnology have played very important role during the COVID pandemic. And if you talk the sustainable economy, the second pillar, again, the agriculture has very important, the biotechnology has very important role to play in the sustainable economy. The agriculture is the big pillar of the sustainable economy. And when you go to the research, innovation, and technologies, again, the biotechnologies is the field which cut across almost all the domain. And MIT University has been a very, very big, right from the beginning when the MIT Higher Education was established. The biotechnology domain, we have completed 25 years. And this year, and I'm very happy to share that our founding faculty of that time are still with us. This center AIB was established by our founding Director late Dr. Sunil Sharan and late Dr. A.K. Srivastava, but the founding faculty are still with us. I would like to call the faculty Dr. Rachana Singh, Dr. Komal Mathur, Dr. Nilima Rao, and Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, who played a very important role for this institution. And this conference is by the chair, that Dr. Rachana Singh's department, the center, which have organized so many congratulations. And so the founder's vision was that how do we ensure that we contribute to the nation building, just not providing the education to the student, but contribute to the nation building, contribute to the world. And I think the Biotechnology Institute, the whole faculty under the leadership of Dr. Tandon have immensely contributed to the nation building. And the further we have the vision that we fulfill that vision of the Viksit Bharat. And I think there the international collaboration, national collaboration plays very important role. And I want to share with all of you about 2 months back, we have got the Pioneers incubator approval from the BIRAC, and I think that is going to contribute in big way, where we'll have the innovation and entrepreneurship, the many student startup, faculty startup, and the community startups will be incubated in that Pioneers. And which will again further contribute to the economic development of the nation and employability of the youth and creating the more jobs for the youth. And with this, I would once again I would like to welcome all the participants from across the globe. I would like to thank our international chair, Professor Sangun Park, for being the part of this, and we look forward long-term association with you, that how we can further work. And also I would like to thank all our esteemed speakers, distinguished speakers, and the participants who are there. Let's see that how we work together, which is mutually beneficial and beneficial for the nation and the world and the community. And once again, congratulations to the team Biosciences, Biotechnology domain under the leadership of Dr. Tandon, our Dean, and the HOI, Dr. Pooja, and all the center heads. So thank you very much, and look forward meeting you again in the next, edition of the Conference of Sustainable Biotechnology and Bio Innovations. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your motivational and inspiring address. We are blessed to have your mentorship and guidance. We are very sure that this conference has provided a platform to our young students, both from Amity and from other universities across the country, to discuss and network with eminent scientists and speakers who joined us from across the globe. We would love to hear from any of the students about their impressions of the conference, what they gained, what they loved, and where we can improve to make such conference more valuable for our young students. I request a volunteer, a participant, to please come forward and share your experience. You have 2 minutes.
Honorable Chancellor, ma'am, respected Dean, sir, and all my dear distinguished guests, respected faculty members, my dear research fellow mates, and dear student, very warm good afternoon to all. I'm Karthik Dubey from Amity Institute of Biotechnology, Amity University, Lucknow campus. And it's our great pleasure and it's been honor to be the part of this SBB 2026 conference. And being here, this conference provides us lots of platform to gather lots of information, lots of insightful information from all the eminent scientists and to all the young researcher like us. And I would like to I would like to give sincere gratitude to our conveners of this conference to provide us all the facilities. And even though to all the organizing committee members for taking care of us, and on the behalf of all the guest speakers for providing us so much of connectivity and networking yesterday's dinner. I enjoyed, and even on the behalf of all the Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow campus participants, I would like to say that thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Can we have someone else also to please come up and share your experience at the conference? Yes, if our invited guests would like to share their conference impressions, and you want, yes, please come.
So, good morning, all of you, respected chancellor, sir, VC, and other faculties member, all the participant here. So, I am Mohammad Aman from Sharda University. I have been in the 3 days conference organized in the Amity University. The conference was valuable for us. It has provided the distinct speakers who have given us wonderful informations or speeches. They have provided us the ways we can create ourselves or how we can work in the field of biotechnology and bioinnovations, how we can work over our ideas, and we can work forward to create the innovation ideas. So the overall conference was very helpful for us. We can collect more information by the speakers. We can interact with people. We can meet the students who have came here from the different universities. So this was very helpful for us. So thank you.
Thank you very much. That is very reassuring, and we are very happy to hear that this conference has provided you a platform where you were able to engage and interact with all the delegates and all the speakers, and it has contributed to your learning. So if we have anyone else who would like to, any participant who would like to share their, we would love to hear from you. Okay. So we now arrive at a very special and the momentous segment of the valedictory session of SBB 2026, the conferring of the honorary professorship. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam to kindly step forward to present the honorary professorship to Professor Sungun Park, Chair Professor, Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, Ulsan, South Korea. I request Professor Sungun Park to kindly step forward. Professor Sungun Park is an internationally renowned authority in microbial metabolic engineering and industrial biotechnology. Over a distinguished career spanning academia, research, and industry, he has published more than 200 high-impact scientific papers, secured more than 40 domestic and international patents, and delivered over 500 invited lectures worldwide. His pioneering work on the sustainable production of biofuels and biochemicals has significantly advanced the global bioeconomy and green biomanufacturing. Dr. Park has mentored over 100 graduate students and more than 30 postdoctoral researchers. His outstanding contributions have been recognized with several national and international honors, including the Service Merit Medal from the Presidential Office of South Korea. I request Dean, Faculty of Biosciences and Biotechnology to step forward.
Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, on recommendation of the Executive Council, hereby bestows upon Professor Sangun Park the title of Honorary Professor at MIT Institute of Biotechnology, with all its rights and privileges, in witness whereof the seal of the university is hereunto affixed, given on this day of 27th February 2026.
I request Professor Sungun Park to kindly deliver his acceptance speech.
What can I say? It's a great pleasure and honor to be part of this amazing university. And I heard from Vice Chancellor about your vision to become a research-oriented university. And now I'm a part of this exciting university, and I would like to contribute to achieve the goal. In fact, today is my birthday. Um, this is a kind of top secret, but my former student and colleague Vivek, disclosed this top secret to everybody, and we had a small party this morning before starting. Yeah, so I'm very happy, and this is the memory that I cannot forget. So it's again, great honor and a great gift to my life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I once again request Honorable Vice-Chancellor Madam to kindly step forward to present the honorary professorship to Professor Volker F. Wendisch. I request Professor Volker Wendisch to kindly step forward. Professor Volker F. Wendisch holds the chair of genetics of prokaryotes at the Faculty of Biology at Bielefeld University, Germany. He is scientific director of the Center for Biotechnology and vice president of Cluster of Industrial Biotechnology. Professor Wendisch is a globally distinguished scientist and an internationally recognized leader in genome-based metabolic engineering, systems microbiology, and industrial biotechnology. With an H-index of 85 and more than 21,000 citations, 15 patents, and authorship of over 250 peer-reviewed publications, he is ranked among the top 2% of scientists worldwide. Beyond his exceptional research achievements, Professor Wendisch has demonstrated visionary academic leadership, serving as Dean, Vice Dean, Executive Board Member of CLIP 2021. His efforts have significantly strengthened global collaborations in biotechnology and advanced the frontiers of the bioeconomy through innovation, sustainability, and translational research. I request Dean, Faculty of Biosciences and Biotechnology, to step forward.
MIT University, Uttar Pradesh, on recommendation of the Executive Council, hereby bestows upon Professor Volker F. Wendisch the title of Honorary Professor at MIT Institute of Biotechnology, with all its rights and privileges, in witness whereof the seal of the university is hereunto affixed, given on this day of 27th February 2026.
I request Professor Wendish to kindly deliver his acceptance speech.
Dear dignitaries, dear Vice Chancellor, my colleagues on the dais and in the hall, dear students, dear friends, it is a great honor to be bestowed with this honorable professorship. And I share the vision of Amity University, and it's my pleasure in the future to directly contribute to the values and aims that Amity University is following. And of course, it's easy for me because I just have to step into the footprints of my colleague and friend Park Sang-hoon, who has just received the same professorship here. So I'm looking forward very much to this, and I can tell you one little story, because all over the world we have differences in our cultures in the science and in the lab. And it has always been a pleasure in my group to have several international students, and I've been also abroad several times, to see how different this may be. And maybe I will stop with an anecdote. I don't know whether this really belongs here. Germans are somehow crazy, so if you come to Germany, about timing. So that is best seen by Barcelona, the soccer team, because Barcelona, the soccer team, is also an international activity, and the trainer, the coach at the moment, is a German. And if you come 1 minute late to the meetings that he's asking for, you pay 40,000 euros. If you come back the second time in the week, you will be benched for the weekend match. So this is just an idea of Germany, but of course there's much more to it. And I think it will be great to have the opportunity to now contribute between Amity University, my own university, Korea, the world, Germany, around the globe with scientists to bring forward the ideas of Amity University. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I request all dignitaries to please step forward for a group photograph. Group photo. Both of you come in the center. Who do you go? No, I'm not ready.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 2 minutes.
Be now.
Okay. 2 minutes. We'll just maybe price distribution.
Oh, you're right.
Thank you.
Good.
So this will continue to work. The sanctions for you to take home.
Oh,
So you continue to wear. Give it to us, we will. No, listen, let's have they can wrap.
Very nice.
So there will be,
Right
our
now.
honorary professors are doing that.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Just see? Yes, sir. The color really suits you. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I would like to leave now because I've seen what is happening. The price distribution is taken. Dr. Nath, I have to leave.
All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, we start the prizes. We now move to the most awaited segment of the validity session, the prize distribution ceremony. May I now request Professor Dr. Chandradeep Tandon, Professor Sungun Park, Professor Volker Wendisch, Professor Dr. Pooja Vijayaraghavan, and Professor Dr. Rachna Singh to please step forward for the prize distribution ceremony. The Microbiologist Society India presents Young Scientist Award to Dr. Yashika Raheja for her outstanding contribution in the field of enzymatic hydrolysis and scarification. Dr. Raheja has done her postdoc from South Korea under Dr. Sungun Park. Currently, she is lecturer at Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. Congratulations, Dr. Yashika. Congratulations once again. In this conference, we had more than 300 posters and oral presentation in the last 2 days, judged by a series of judges. We now first proceed with the Oral Presentation Award, recognizing excellence in scientific content, originality, and presentation skills. Please come forward as I call upon your name one by one. Ajay K. Chauhan, Sharda University. Diya Singhal, Amit University, Noida.
Yes, sir.
Diya Singhal.
Congratulations.
Diya Singhal, Amit University, Noida. Neha Basotra, Sahit Rajguru College of Applied Science for Women, University of Delhi. Neha Basotra.
Yes.
I request the oral presentation awardees to come forward and stand here. Neha Basotra. Saurav Singh Salaria from B.R. Ambedkar National Institute of Technology, Jalandhar. Saurav Singh Salaria, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar National Institute of Technology, Jalandhar. Pallavi Gupta, Amit University, Lucknow. Pallavi Gupta, Amit University, Lucknow. Vishwanath Yadav. Vishwanath Yadav, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Vishwanath Yadav, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Please give a great round of applause, please. Tasmia Falak, University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun. Renubala. Renubala, Amity University, Noida. Ashwani Kumar Verma, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Ashwani Kumar Verma, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Congratulations. Shalini Chaudhary. Shalini Chaudhary, Amity University, Noida. Congratulations. Tanishka Singhal. Tanishka Singhal, Guru Gobind Singh, Indraprastha University, University of Delhi. Thank you. Congratulations to all the awardees. We now move to the poster presentation award, acknowledging innovation, clarity, and effective visual communication of research. I request the awardees to come upon as I call their names one by one. Neha Mal, Guru Gobind Singh, Indraprastha University. We will call the names two awardees together. Neha Mal, Guru Gobind Singh, Indraprastha University, and Rachin Saini, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, National Institute of Technology, Jalandhar. You can have two awards. One can be given there. Fiza Soeb and Shika Sharma. Fiza and Shika Sharma, please come forward. It is Fiza Soeb, Amity University, Lucknow, and Shika Sharma, Kalinti College, University of Delhi. Shreya Tiwari and Priya. Shreya Tiwari, Sharda University. Shreya Tiwari, Sharda University, and Priya Guru Gobind Singh, Indraprastha University, Delhi. Rajeshri Pal and Ashwarya. Rajeshri Pal. Ashwarya, IIT Guwahati. Ashwarya is there. Riya Panda, IIT Roorkee. Ashwarya. Riya Panda. IIT Roorkee. She is a pass out from MIT Institute of Biotechnology. Yeah. Sahiba Longiani and Kartik Dubey. Sahiba Longiani, Guru Gobind Singh, Indraprastha University, Delhi. Kartik Dubey Amity University, Lucknow. Deepa Garg and Harmanpreet Kaur. Vindhya. Vindhya. Harmanpreet Kaur. इसका दे दो. Deepa is here. Deepa Garg, CSIO Chandigarh, and Harmanpreet Kaur, Amity University, Noida. Vindhya and Kushali, please come forward. Vindhya, Hindu College, University of Delhi, and Kushali Duhan, Amity University, Noida. Vindhya, is Vindhya here? No. Arav Thakur, Sharda University, and Anshika Vasne, Amity University, Noida. You are Vindhya? Arav Thakur, Sharda University. Anshika Vasne. Anshika Vasne. Ashwarya, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi. Ashwarya. Abhishek Bek, Birla Institute of Technology. Abhishek. Ashwarya. Pratibha Singh, Banastali Vidyapit. Pratibha Singh, Vanastali Vidyapit. Salamat Tijani Isha, Integral University, Lucknow. And Kritika Ghatak, Amity University in Noida. Kritika Ghatak. Kritika, come. Thank you, everyone. So we come to the end of the poster presentation. We have online awardees also who have presented their award online. So they are Gaurav Verma, Supriya Kumari, Prerna Bansal, Aman Raj, Vikash Kumar, Astha Jaiswal, Priya Giri, Krishika Aneja, Devalina Das, and Alaka Mohanty. Thank you, everyone. So as we approach to please, yeah. Please give a round of applause. Thank you. So as we approach the conclusion of this valedictory session, I now invite Dr. Sumedha Mohan, co-convener of the conference, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Rajshri. Respected dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests,
esteemed colleagues, and dear students. On behalf of the organizing committee of International Conference on Sustainable Biotechnology and Bioinnovations, SBB 2026, that includes Professor Dr. Pooja Vijay Raghavan, Director, MIT Institute of Biotechnology and Conference Chair, Professor Dr. Rachna Singh, Conference Chair, Dr. Vivek Kumar Gaur, Conference Convener, and myself, and Dr. Amit Kumar Chaurasia, Conference Co-Conveners. It is my immense honor and deepest gratitude to present this valedictory vote of thanks. Over the past 3 days, SBB 2026 has been a tremendous success in bringing together global minds in various fields of biotechnology for inspiring discussions, insightful presentations, and meaningful collaborations. We would hereby like to thank each and every person who has been involved, be it our distinguished guests, esteemed organizing committee members, or our beloved student volunteers. Your collective efforts and selfless commitment have elevated this conference to its highest success. This conference is even more special as we proudly celebrate 25 glorious years of MIT Institute of Biotechnology, marking a journey of academic excellence, research innovations, and impactful contributions to science and society. We would first like to thank heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable Founder President, Sir Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, for his constant blessings, which have served as the guiding light behind every success at MIT University. We also extend our sincere gratitude to Honorable Chancellor, Sir Dr. Atul Chauhan, for his exemplary leadership, which has consistently inspired us to achieve the highest standards at MIT. We also express our deepest gratitude towards Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am, Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla, for the unwavering and visionary support at all times. We are grateful to Professor Dr. Chandradeep Tandon, Additional Pro Vice Chancellor and Dean, Faculty of Biosciences and Biotechnology, for his meticulous guidance and perpetual encouragement throughout the conference. We extend our sincere appreciation to our conference associates, Biotech Research Society India, the International Bioprocessing Association, and the Center for Energy and Environment Sustainability for their valuable contribution to SBB 2026. We are honored to have received funding support from ANRF, DBT, CSIR, Microbiologist Society India, and CSTUP, along with our industry partners like Zine Biosciences, R Medica Biosciences, RAR Life Sciences, and EduRap. We would also like to extend our gifting partners Unibic and A-Youth for their contributions to SBB 2026. We extend our profound appreciation to all the esteemed speakers and session chairs, co-chairs, as well as jury members of SBB 2026 for their insightful presentations and thoughtful moderation. Your expertise from leading institutions across India and abroad has enriched every session, sparking innovation and collaboration that will shape the future of biotechnology. Thank you sincerely for your time and support. We would like to extend our sincere appreciation and respect to Professor Sung-Hoon Park, the International Conference Chair of SBB 2026 from Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, South Korea, for his scholarly guidance, which has inspired everyone gathered here. We also extend our sincere gratitude and regards to Professor Dr. Volker F. Wendisch for enlightening us across the key insights and advancements in the relevant area. Thank you, sir, for dedicating your valuable time and honoring the conference with your gracious presence. We would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our Deputy Director, Professor Dr. Puniti Mathur, and all the center heads at MIT Institute of Biotechnology for their untiring commitment. With highest gratitude, we would like to acknowledge all the esteemed faculty members for their consistent support and contribution.
Our cordial thanks go to the dedicated organizing committee of SBB 2026, whose coordinated efforts, persistent commitment, and relentless hard work have been fundamental in bringing this conference to a successful culmination. We would like to appreciate Dr. Abhijit Ghosh, Dr. Ajay Kumar, Dr. Ajay Chauhan, Mr. Anku Chaurasia, Dr. Archana Tiwari, Dr. Vishwajit Saha, Dr. Guru Murthy, Dr. Gayatri, Dr. Panda Kusuma, Dr. Manish Kumar, Dr. Navneet, Dr. Prabhanshu, Dr. Preeti, Dr. Ravikant Singh, Mr. Rajesh Kumar, Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Dr. Rajshri, Dr. Sneha, Dr. Shazia, Dr. Shipra, Dr. Shruti, Dr. Sushil, Dr. Sumit, Dr. Saurabh, Dr. Surbhi, Dr. Sushmita, Dr. Tanu, Dr. Vijay, and Dr. Yashika for keeping the show running seamlessly, both front stage and backstage. We extend our heartfelt thanks to Mr. George and all the office staff and the supporting staff of MIT Institute of Biotechnology, as well as the admin staff and IT staff, housekeeping and catering staff of AUUP Noida for their constant assistance and contribution. To all the participants, we are deeply grateful for your engaging participation. We truly hope that this conference has opened many new opportunities for you and has given you inspiration to achieve the best. And last but not the least, our highly enthusiastic and efficient team of student volunteers. Your commitment and involvement have been at its best, and truly this conference has run smoothly because of your constant and untiring support from beginning to end. A big thank you for running the show flawlessly. As we conclude SBB 2026, we look forward to nurture this platform year after year, striving to make it more impactful, inclusive, and enriching for the global scientific community. With profound acknowledgement and appreciation for all the contributors, we conclude with a bit nostalgia this vote of thanks for SBB 2026. Thank you.
I would like to, at the end, I would like to call Professor Dr. Deepak Ganjewala to say a few words. He is the center head of Center for Plant and Environmental Biotechnology. And the theme is very much related with the center. So I would like to call him on the stage. Please come.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, and all other dear colleagues from other institutions, and my dear students, I have the pleasure to attend this conference in two capacity. As a delegate, though I myself registered for this conference, so I wanted to experience that how delegates feel about their own conference from the center itself. So I enjoyed from that front, as well as the center head or as the faculty of AIB, I enjoyed the conference in another way by interacting so many eminent people who have come from so many different places. And I think I really congratulate the organizing committee, including Dr. Rachna Singh, Dr. Sumedha, and most importantly, Dr. Vivek Gaur, Amit Chaurasia, who have been fully instrumental in this conference. And I salute their dedicated effort, and that has made this conference very successful. So with these words, thank you so much. And we will look forward to have a great collaboration with all the eminent and leading people who have come across the world and from India as well. And this platform will only be fruitful when we would be able to make some great collaborations in the field of research and development, and which would be actually serving to the humankind. So thank you so much. Thank you very much, organizing committee, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I also A special thanks to heartfelt thanks to Dr. Sumedha Mohan as the co-convener of the conference for managing the conference, and because of her efforts, the conference went flawlessly. So please, round of applause to ma'am also. With this, we formally conclude the valedictory session of SBB 2026. I request everyone to join us for lunch. Thank you and have a pleasant day. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Very good, Deepak. बहुत अच्छा बोला आपने.
faculty lounge है और बच्चों को पीछे. हाँ है. Faculty lounge. हाँ अभी बोल दो.
All the guests and faculties, we have to go to attention, please. All the guest speakers and faculties, please move to faculty lounge for lunch. And the students, your lunch is served near the auditorium at